Gizmo? I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Hello, I'm back. It's Cassie. What up? I'm so excited to do this video because it is spooky season. Halloween is my favorite holiday. Why, might you ask? Because candy and makeup. That's why. So we're gonna just jump right in and do this grayscale, colorful Dorothy makeup look. All right, so the first thing that you're gonna wanna do is put tape down the middle of your face, so that way when you put the white face paint on, you can just peel off that beautiful, clean, straight down the middle line. So I'm gonna take some Scotch tape, put it on the back of your hand, so it isn't like too sticky and just like rips your skin off. But that it's still sticky enough that it will actually stick. And then you're gonna go ahead and put it as straight down as you can. All right, and that's the look. We're gonna go as Weird Tape Woman. Just kidding. Okay, now that you have your tape to create that straight down line, we're going to go in and put white face paint on one side of the face. And I have this Mayron white face paint, and it comes in a little cake pan like this. And you just activate the cream with a little bit of water and then swirl your brush around so it becomes a paste or a paint, and then go ahead and apply. All right, so I'm swishing it around, picking some up on my paintbrush. This is a literal paintbrush that I got from Target. And here we go. Woohoo! Oh yeah! This is fun. I love it! This is so fun! Halloween is the best! All right, I'm gonna finish this up and then I'll be right back. All right, I'm looking weird, I know, but I came back here because after I just did that initial coat, I wanted to show you real quick that because we put the tape down, you can just kind of go over the tape. Because again, once we rip it off, the paint's on the tape, who cares? And then once we rip it off, we'll have this nice line. So you don't have to be precise. That's why the tape is awesome. Just paint right over the tape and you're good to go. Now I'm just gonna take this Morphe sponge to get it over my eyelid area. And again, just press, don't drag the color around. We just want to press it in. And I'm gonna go in with, wow, I look ridiculous right now. I'm gonna go with this really small detailed brush, pointy brush, so I can get into areas that are tight corners. Now I'm gonna use a sponge to sort of even all these paint brush strokes out. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and take the tape off, and it's gonna be so satisfying, hopefully. Oh yeah, baby, look at that. Straight line, perfect. All right, this is great. There's a little bit that I need to clean up, so I'm gonna take a Q-tip and some makeup remover and clean that up real quick. And let me just say, when you're working with the white face paint, you have to be extremely patient because especially with white, if you don't want any color to bleed through, you have to work in layers. So put a layer down with the brush, and then I sort of wait for it to dry a little bit, and then I go in with the sponge to sort of make it look more skin-like instead of having all those strokes. But you can't go in when it's too wet or it'll move the color around, and then some areas will be gray and some will be more opaque. So to get the even white coat, you have to just do layer, dry, dab, and kind of play with it and add more color as you go. And then you want to end up with something like this. And at the end, I'll do, my chest area and my shoulder. But for now, I'm just sticking with the face. So the next most crucial step is to use a white setting powder to go over the white face paint so that when we later contour with eyeshadows, it's not going to move the paint everywhere. It's going to have this powdery base over it. So I'm going to take my Morphe sponge and then dip into this e.l.f. Perfect Finish HD powder on my Morphe sponge and just go over my face. All right, so I put the powder on and I actually went down a little bit on my neck with the face paint because I'm gonna contour under my jawbone, so I want it to blend in nicely. And so now for the most fun and dangerous part, we're going to contour and we're going to use a gray shadow. So I'm going to use this Blow and Smoke ColourPop palette. It's perfect for grayscale makeup. And I'm going to take this cool tone gray shade down here and I'm going to just use a standard eyeshadow brush. This is Morphe M5113 and I'm going to dip in and we're just going to shade the areas that would have contour or a shadow. You have to be very light. Just take a little bit because you can't go back if you F up. So you might as well just layer and build and be precise and cross your fingers and hope for the best. Okay, let's go. And I'm blending this down to create a shadow. All right, and so if you end up with harsh lines or you think it's muddied or it's not looking the way you want it, you can always go back in with your brush or sponge that's not, make sure it's not wet or anything. And then you can sort of push in and blend it together just to make sure it's all seamless and smooth. Now you have a Grayscale cut contour. This is a fierce Dorothy. This is a glam Dorothy. This is a contoured and cut Dorothy. Yes. All right, so I'm going to take my brush with nothing on it, but just have a little bit of pigment left and just start shading around the outer part of my face just to bring back dimension so it's not just flat white. So next I'm going to contour a little deeper up here and grab more pigment. Again, not a lot, but just a little more of that gray down here. It's called Full Metal. All right, so I'm looking a little more alive now. All right, now I'm gonna dip in again to that gray and I'm going to create a shadow in the socket right here into the bridge of my nose to create more dimension. And now I'm going to take a tiny brush, like this one here, with a very tiny point. This is, I don't even know what this brand is. My dad bought me this from BJ's. I'm gonna take some of that same gray on this pointed brush and I'm going to ever so slightly contour the bridge of my nose. Very small amount. And I'm just using my finger to blend that out. All right, now I'm gonna go in with this black eyeshadow on the bottom called Night Dream. And I'm just going to go into the areas where I really want there to be dark black shading. So in like the nostril area here. Oh, I accidentally licked the paint. 10 out of 10, don't recommend that. No good. All right, now I'm gonna go in with a little bit more paint and go over my lips again. Make sure that you get everything filled in. Also, if you have a white liquid lipstick, that'd work really well for this too. And I'm gonna go back into that gray with this small pointed brush, and I'm just going to do like lip liner shading and shading on the very inside of my lips, again, to create natural shadows. I'm gonna go a little under my bottom lip here to create a shadow. And that just sort of takes it to a whole nother level. All right, so now we're gonna do an eyeshadow look. Again, still using the Blow and Smoke palette. And I'm gonna kind of think of what I want this eye to look like in color. That way I can just create what it would look like if it was in black and white. So you don't wanna do something that would be completely different from what you're gonna do on this side, because you want it to look like it is the same face, but just black and white on this side. So I am going to take my Morphe M513 brush that we were using before to contour, and I'm gonna dip into that gray shade yet again that we were using and just start doing my eyeshadow. And I'm gonna pull it out a little bit. All right, now I'm gonna deepen up the outer corner using the black. Oh yeah, she's looking fierce. This is Fierce Dorothy, remember? Blend these two together with a clean brush. All right, now I'm going to take this dark shimmer on the top right called Stone Face up here on my finger. And I'm actually gonna mix that in with the smoky shade, glitter shade right next to it. And I'm gonna put that on the outer to middle part of my eye. Now I'm gonna go with this bright metallic Starstruck silver color and do it on the inner, meeting that middle glitter. Shimmer, not glitter. And now I'm gonna take this small smudger brush, the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH39 brush, and go in with that gray and run this on my lower lash line. Where is my brain? Doesn't know words. I don't think so. Lower lash line to create a smoked out effect on the... Oh, really? Hello? Can I speak? Can I speak today? That would be great. Okay. I'm going to put this dark gray on a smudger brush on my lower lash line to create a smoked out effect, which I'm going to mimic on this side with color. All right, so now I'm gonna go in and do a wing liner with black eyeliner. The Wet n Wild Mega Liner is what I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna put my wing on and then I'll be right back. All right, so now I'm going to use this LA Girl Glide Gel Liner in white, and I'm gonna run that on my waterline. Gizmo, you're chasing your tail and your paws are in my audio. I can hear it. All right, so now for my eyebrow, I'm gonna use this black slated eyeshadow and some water, and I'm going to fill in my brow. And I'm using this angled brush right here, and this is the Morphe M165 brush. I'm just doing little strokes as if I were, normally filling in my eyebrow. All right, so the grayscale side is done for now, and now we're gonna move on to this side of my face. I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. BB cream right here. I'm gonna blend it out. And be careful of that line. All right, next we're going to conceal with my e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. And I'm gonna go a little more than normal just because I want this side to really pop and everything to just pop. I'm gonna use my Sigma P87 Edge Precision brush to blend that out. And pat it in. Okay, so since we want this side to stand out and pop and be colorful and contrast this side, I'm gonna put a crap ton of blush on, and this is the Rare Beauty blush in Happy, and I'm talking like a lot, like. And I'm actually gonna use my Real Technique sponge to keep blending this. And I'm just gonna rosy up the middle of my face, my chin, again to just bring out a lot of color. Oh yeah, she's looking good. All right, now I'm actually gonna go in with this Morphe 2 cream blush in Wonder Tint Dream. I don't know the name, whatever. It has more of an orange color to it, and Dorothy in the movie, I feel like she has more orange tones going on, and this is a bit pink, so I'm just gonna go over it and add even more. All right, so now to mimic that sharp contour on this side, I'm gonna contour here with a pretty crazy contour, and I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. Bam! That's intense. And everything just blends so easily into this e.l.f. BB cream. I freaking love it. And I would put a little bit on my forehead up here. A bit here. And then again, oh, I forgot to do the shading, the contour on my neck. I'll have to go back and do that. And I'm gonna put some here. All right, so now I'm gonna hop back over to the grayscale side and just contour my chin, because I forgot to do that. And again, going back in with that gray shadow to do that real quick. All right, so now we're gonna bronze up the face, and I'm using my Morphe, what is this? Icon Glamour Bronze palette. All right, I'm gonna prime my eyelid real quick with this e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and then I'll be right back. All right, so now we're gonna create this orangey, tan, brown, gold shimmer eyeshadow on this side. Again, glam Dorothy, none of that just boring eyeshadow that she wears in the movie. We're gonna glam it up and do a pretty gold shimmery shadow look over here on this side. All right, so on my Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH32 brush, I'm going to take this Juvia's Place, the Nomad palette. It's so pretty. And I'm gonna take this orangey color, orangey brown color here. And I'm gonna put that in my crease and just as my overall transition shade. And I'm gonna drag it out again, mimicking what we did on the other side. All right, now I'm gonna go in with the Nikki Tutorials palette and take this brown 5 a.m. on the same brush, and I'm gonna deepen up the outer corner. Again, like we did on the other side. And I don't think I mentioned this, but this is a Scott Barnes 62 brush. Some of that pigment disappeared when I blended it out, so I'm gonna pat some back in. All right, now I'm gonna take this gold all-in glitter right here, and I'll put that on the outer corner and to the middle. Holy mackerel-andy, this is pretty. You see that? That's so pretty. And then I'm gonna take this white ivy shimmer here and put that on the inner portion, meeting the middle. I love that. That's so pretty. And then on this flat head brush, this is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH43 brush. I'm gonna take that dark brown 5 a.m. again and smudge it on my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna use the Scott Barnes brush and go back into that Juvia's Place orangey brown tan shade to smoke out the lower lash line. All right, again, so for contrast purposes, I don't want to just do a black wing on this side. I want this to be darker. So I'm going to do a brown wing using this Essence Extreme Lasting Eye Pencil Waterproof in number 2, but first, espresso. Isn't that right? Yes. Let me actually move the mirror so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just dragging this on close to my lash line to create a band here. And then I'm going to just draw the wing in. And I'm doing strokes to feather it out. All right, I'm gonna use that smudger brush we used for the lower lash line and go back into that 5 AM pigment and set that liner. All right, now I'm gonna use this Joa Precision Brow Pencil and this Essence Make Me Brow Eye Gel Pencil, which I used these both in my last video, so you can go watch that video if you wanna see me do my brow, but I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna be right back. All right, I'm back. So now for the fun part for this side, we're gonna put the ruby slippers on our lips. So I'm going to take this Milani True Red lip liner and line my lips and fill them all in on this side, obviously. All right, so now I have the cat suit, the red liquid lipstick, and I'm going to put this on, but right after I put it on, I'm going to immediately use this cosmetic grade red glitter. And while it's still wet, I'm going to press the glitter on using this old ass brush I have that I don't know the name of it, but like this flat shader brush. I'm going to dip into the red glitter and then I'm going to press that on my lips while this is still wet. Now you're gonna take your glitter, scoop some up, and put it on your lips. That's so pretty. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but holy macaroni, it is so pretty. In real life. All right, now you're gonna get a gold highlight and highlight the cheekbone and anywhere where you would have highlight. All right, so now I'm gonna go in with this Jaclyn Hill Becca highlighting palette and I'm gonna use Prosecco Pop, but just find any gold highlight that you have. And I'm gonna swirl my brush in here and we're going to highlight our cheek. Woohoo! Yeah, baby. I freaking love that. That is so gorgeous. And just highlight away all the high points down the nose, the chin, and just more on the cheek because we love that. Yes, that looks gorgeous. And then I'm also gonna take this Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH42 brush and just place that highlighter in more precise areas. Same color, but just on my Cupid's bow a little bit. My nose. Brow bone. Oh yeah, we're officially glowing. Glowing Dorothy. Are we Glinda? No, we're Dorothy. We're Dorothy. We're just as glam as Glinda, let's be real. All right, now I'm gonna curl my lashes and I'm gonna do black mascara on this side and brown mascara on this side, and then I'll be right back. All right, my lashes are done. So for the black side, I use the Essence Lash Princess Mascara, you know it. And for the right side, I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Brown Waterproof Mascara. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. I guess if you had time and you wanted to like paint a falsy brown, that would be cool, but I didn't want to do just my black falsies because I like the brown versus black. So I'm gonna leave it like this. And now for the final makeup touch, the finishing touch, find any pure white shimmer shadow that you have. And I'm going to take this Morphe M510 brush. And this is, the white I'm taking is called VIP from this Morphe X Jaclyn Hill Vault eyeshadow palette. But again, any white shimmer shadow you can find. I'm gonna swirl it around and then I'm gonna highlight this side with it. I don't really think that brush was working, so I'm just gonna take a more densely packed brush. This is just an Anastasia brush that came with the palette I got, but any like more packed rounded brush. All right, and the makeup's done. I'm gonna go put the rest of the body paint here, and then I'm going to do my Dorothy hair and accessories, and then I'll be right back for the finished look. I'm so excited. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, so I put my hair in Dorothy twisties, and I did a white bow on the Grayscale side and a red bow on the colorful side. I know she wears blue bows, but I'm tying in the lips, people. And then I also painted my chest and neck, and I shaded where the shadows would be, and then I painted white anywhere that I want to have in photos. So not here, but anywhere if you're going to take a photo, make sure it's covered. And that's it. That completes my Kansas Oz Dorothy Grayscale colorful Dorothy. And this takes a long ass time, but it's awesome and worth it. And if you recreate it, let me know. I've seen people do colorful Dorothy and Grayscale Dorothy, but I've never seen anyone do half and half. So I thought it'd be cool to do this look, and that's it. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope you liked this first Halloween look. And if you did, then hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.